I am a broken record, repeating and reliving memories. Memories that hurt in the past but have scarred my future. Memories. 3 syllables, like tumbleweeds, rolling off my tongue with dirt and sticks and thorns, making my words sound sour as I listen to the scorn. Do you know what I really hate? Being told to smile. It's not something I appreciate. My lips are 2 flat tires pushed to the ground, and there they will stay until true joy is found. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate you telling me my smile is pretty, but I shouldn't feel obliged to put on a show when I'm tired, and heaven knows I'm tired. Now, you're about to find out why. You're about to listen to my life, spoken out in rhymes, so leave now if you think this is a waste of your time. But if you stay, I'd appreciate you listening. It would mean a lot. See, this is my story. This is my life. But it comes with a warning. It hasn't been nice now. I don't want pity or blame. I want to be treated the same. I don't need any more change. I need some self-respect to remain. So hear me out. Listen to the whole thing. Because if life is anything, then it definitely isn't boring. I was a kid when I had my first lover. From the ages of 3 until 9, it was my family's hunter. In my family, the hunter. Now, I'm not being poetic about family love, and when I say love, it means none of the above. Hated and hurt by someone so close, inappropriate activity being punched and groped, and I know that this doesn't sound pretty. Not like my other poems, intelligent and witty, but I'm not going to dress it up, because this wasn't my fault. It never is, when it's child versus adult. Suicidal at age 6. Tired of the bruises, feeling out of the mix, driven to insanity. And that's not an overstatement. 6-year-olds don't know how to hide demons in the basement. I'll never forget the day I thought I might be going crazy, when the meaning of being called special became a little less hazy. The teachers didn't see the bruises or the scars, and my parents were working somewhere far, far away. I used to count the days, lie back in lazy ways, hide under my bed reading, becoming the story of the Boxcar Children, the book I always ran to, reading over and over about escaping, running, hiding in the woods, only to be found by a protector. Is there any reason I love adventure? Yes. I started running young. In flight or fight, I try to fly but plummet and get pummeled again, realizing escapism isn't my friend. I was too afraid to tell my parents, because if I spoke, I was so afraid I'd get choked as had been threatened and carried out before, screaming, kicking me, running for the door, plucked from the floor, twisted upside down, and received a punch to the mouth. Little Miss Sunshine hated her life, but smiled as if everything was all right. She wasn't yet tired, not of the show, but she still went suicidal, just wanting the pain to go or be shown a happier place, not filled with hate and anger, with happiness a waste. So I turned to Disney. Prince Charming on the screen stole the princess away from the evil stepmother, it seemed, so I set my hopes on him. I'm going to jump ahead a few years, because I like to skip around. Just like other lost toys, always moving, just in case we're found. Real life boys. At camps labeled Christian, which was nothing more than a pull to make parents feel safe. The kids drank, the leaders drank, the whole week went to waste. This was when I had my first taste and got wasted and flirted with a gleam in my eye, a glass of red wine under the starry night sky, my first kiss. How romantic. Unfortunately, it wasn't worth it. The boy I chose was older than me, wanted a girl it seemed who I couldn't be, wanted a girl who drank and did drugs, someone rebellious, young and dumb, a girl desperate for love. I was the prey, and I fell for it. I formed myself to meet his requirements, forgot about myself, my needs, and my entitlements. I pushed away the God I pretended not to know. As the sin made me boke, I fell back into that chokehold. Don't tell your parents, and I will love you. I was found out, thankfully, and came to my senses. My parents helped me out of it with time out on the benches. And in this time, I gave my life to the Lord. So at 15, I became a Christian. For the first time in my life, I felt like someone was listening, like I was loved. But not like the backstabbing hugs or the stupid drugs, but a love that made me feel like I was real. Like I mattered, like I wasn't just some mad hatter lost in Wonderland, that I was Alice, and I could stand. God loved me, and I was free. And in this time, I moved to the next country, where I met him. who convinced me. So I backslid because I missed the taste of lips. I'd forgotten where true love came from. Instead of searching in the castle, I was poking in the pond because I was physically, emotionally, and sexually abused. The child in me stopped growing when the child in me refused. Every mistake I've ever made with love comes back to being misused. See, 9-year-old me realized Prince Charming would never love her. As she watched the hunter cut up her Cinderella dress, she realized for the first time she would never be a princess. So 16-year-old me felt uncomfortable waiting in the castle she thought she didn't belong in, convincing herself that the frog in tinfoil armor would do. I gave away more than I ever wanted to. I gave my money, my time, and then promised my life because I got engaged to someone who definitely wasn't right. I attached a crutch to my hip, stupid enough to think that I ever needed it. I should have waited, because despite the fact I've been hurt and jaded, I will still be loved by Prince Charming. So now I'm waiting. I broke up with my crutch and I'm not dating. In fact, I refuse, because I need to find myself before my heart gets one more bruise. I'm not saying the next guy won't be the one I'm waiting for. Won't want to hold my hand. What I am saying is that love is worth fighting for. In fact, I'd go as far to say that love is worth dying for. Now I know that it's rich coming from me. I don't know anything about it and I'm falling apart at the seams, but I know that I have been promised a lover who has been designed for me. So when he comes, I want to be ready, not nervous but steady in my rock. Because I'm using this time to get to God. Because I know he has not forgotten and forsaken me despite the fact my name is Judas. He still loves me and is recreating me so I can be like Jesus, so I can give pure love and accept it, without fearing a cheap illusion but knowing that his heart is true now. I healed physically, but emotionally I never did. The thing that worries me the most is I'm not the only kid. If it wasn't for Jesus, my life would have gone a different way. So I beg you give it up to him. He will keep you safe. Now I'm not saying you won't have hard days, but you will not be alone. Calling all kids, from 1 to 100. You have a future and it's what you make it. So get up and start running, because I know you don't want to stay. It will be hard and painful, and there will be a lot of tears. But beauty rises from the ashes, as the phoenix called your heart reappears.